Aries, what's going on? We are here with your reading, what you need to know for August. The first card coming out is Six of Wands and the High Priestess. Okay, so just starting off, Six of Wands is a card of victory. It's a card of success. If there's been something that you've been working on or working towards and you're like, am I going to come out of this on the other side? Or like, am I going to cross the finish line? This is a sign that that's going to be happening. Yeah, a card of victory, a card of success, a card of triumph, those sorts of things. I'm also seeing the High Priestess here too. So High Priestess is connected with your moon energy. It's also connected with your intuition and your instinct. This is something that you could have seen coming, but you needed to sort of see materialize to be like, okay, this is actually happening now. There could have also been a necessity for you to, in August this will be surfacing for most of you, there could have been a necessity for you to be really listening and tuning in a way where, when I see the High Priestess, sometimes it can indicate that you have to go based off of instinct, and sometimes you can be like, I don't know why I'm getting this feeling or what it's coming from, because I'm not getting this from like maybe anything that's in front of me, but I'm just really feeling this strongly within me, like needing to lean into that. So sometimes there cannot be like necessarily a rationale that you can explain as far as like logically I'm seeing like A and B here, but it can be more so like you intuiting things, and that feels it feels like it's going to be important for you to especially trust your instinct with this, because something is going to work out. You're definitely going to come out on the other side of something. And it feels too like if you had been sort of working through the brush, you are going to be ascending through that. It even feels like being freed of something. So if you had been needing to work through something and needing to sort of like extricate yourself from that to be like, okay, this is finished now, I don't really have to be in this maze anymore, or this aspect of the puzzle, it feels like you're going to get high enough where you're going to be, it feels like even a step away from it, and also being able to see it from more of an aerial point of view. Logic is definitely involved here, but there's also something more to it, having Moon and having Mercury here connecting with one another. I even get this as being like, okay, let's say that you're in a maze and you don't necessarily have anything, metaphorically speaking, you don't necessarily have anything to go off of. Like, should I turn left here or should I turn right? And you have to like close your eyes and tune in and be like, which way do I go here? And you're gonna hear like right, go right, and then you have to go that way. So I'm seeing that be part of it, but then also having the Magician here too feels like there is definitely, there's a logical side of this, there's an intellectual side of this, but it's not only, I'm only going off of my feelings and what I'm sensing, and I'm not only going off of just logically what I'm figuring out. It feels like a combination of these two energies. It's like the sun and the moon coming together here. Feels like this is associated with some type of conflict that presents itself. Remember too, if you're watching this and you're like, I don't know what this is talking about, come back to this reading, as this is for August. So I see there being a lot of congestion too. It looks like it's happening while you're in the midst of figuring something out. There's a feeling of engagement here too. This can be something that you're spiritually, energetically / emotionally connected within. But I'm also seeing there be mental engagement as well, because we have Page of Swords over here, but I'm also seeing Queen of Cups too. This can mean that if you've been going through something emotionally that's been a bit up and down, things are going to be stabilizing and you are going to be able to move forward, but you could have felt stuck until you were sort of like pulled out of something. Kind of like, this isn't something that I have to be dealing with anymore. I'm getting to go somewhere else now. So once that had concluded, okay, some of you having Five of Wands here and having 10 of Cups, what this can mean is that you're trying to figure out like what's going to really sit well with you, what's going to be right for you on an internal level. So you can be looking at different things and be like, is that where I'm supposed to go? Is that where I'm supposed to go? But more so from like your instinct of what you're feeling. Like, do I feel a sense of like happiness or contentment being here? Or like, do I feel a sense of connection being here? Or should I be doing that over there instead? Or am I really going to connect with that over there? It feels like that type of thing of trying to figure out like, does this make me happy, or is something else going to feel like happy to me? It feels like figuring out something along the lines of that. You know, so many different things that it can be, but you can feel like you have to sort of pick and choose is what this is feeling like with the Five of Wands. Because Five of Wands can be like different options that you have, but you have to figure out like what one is the true option for you, of like, where will I feel most content or most connected or most aligned putting my energy? Because wands are going to be connected with your life force of like, what do I want to be giving my energy to, and what is going to feel fulfilling, like a good use of my energy and my focus and my inspiration, and just like whatever I can contribute to what I'm involved in, to the point where I'm going to be able to feel genuinely connected with what I'm doing. Like, I don't want to end up choosing something and then be like, why did I pick this? Like, I don't feel connected to it. This is more so wanting to pick the thing where you're like, wow, I'm so happy that I'm here right now doing this. Like that type of thing. I'm seeing a couple different energies here though, to have wands here and to have cups here and to have swords here. This can be stuff that from a logical standpoint you're figuring things out, from like an emotional or point of sensitivity you're figuring things out, and then from a place of inspiration figuring things out as well. I do get this sense that on an emotional level there is a desire for things to feel stable and for things to feel harmonious. Like there's a sense of structure that I'm seeing, of like when things in this way are stable for me, it can help me focus on the things that are important to me. I'm seeing that come into focus. So this can be something like, for example, a way that Four of Wands and Queen of Cups can manifest is wanting to feel a sense of emotional stability within a relationship that you have, or within, yeah, let's just stick with a relationship that you're involved in. And then when those things are being tended to, where you feel like, okay, my heart is safe, or things aren't super chaotic, I feel like this is stable emotionally for me, or like the relationship that I have with this person is stable enough that I can now, because I don't have to like fix anything over here because it's good as it is, I can now focus on some other things for me. Like I want to get into this activity now, or I want to go down that path, or like this thing over here is calling to me, and because I don't have to tend to this anymore because it's all right, I can focus on those things, and that brings more of a sense of inspiration into my life, or I feel more engaged and I feel connected because of that, because I'm able to use my energy for the things that I want to, instead of the things that it's like all of your basic needs feel like are being met, so you get to do the extracurricular things that you want to be focusing on that bring color into your life, like that sort of stuff. Yes, we are ending with the Ace of Swords. That's magnificent. Having Page of Swords and having Ace of Swords is you sort of on the hunt to figure things out, to get a sense of clarity. Some of you having Four of Wands, it can mean different things. Four of Wands ultimately is about things feeling like they're in a good place within your life. So this can be like, my relationship is stable now. It can be stuff going on with work is stable now. It's going to be more so from an emotional standpoint, because we have the Moon and the Queen of Cups over here connected with that. So it's going to have to do with the effort that you put in and things that you are like emotionally and energetically connected with. So most of all, probably things having to do with like relationships, living situation. It can have to do with family. It can have to do with friends, your connections in general, just things that you're involved in from a heart space perspective. So if anything had been feeling unstable, like living situation had been feeling unstable, or a relationship had been feeling unstable, I'm seeing that things are definitely going to balance out, and it's going to feel more concrete than it had been feeling before. I do get the sense that there was some stuff that was being figured out with High Priestess and Queen of Cups. It can be like, I'm sort of going into a bit of an unknown space here where I have to uncover things, where I have to sort of undress things to understand, like, what is this communicating with me? What do I need to see? Is there anything that I'm missing here? It can be sort of in the beginning of the month, like basically from now to more so the beginning of August, something in that regard is going to be stabilizing. Then, and I'm seeing that be something in itself. Then when that happens, there's the I can focus on other things now, and that's where I'm seeing the Magician and Knight of Wands show up. And what this means is that there may be something that you feel very inspired to create. There may be something that you feel very inspired to explore, very inspired to focus on. And then there's going to be the figuring out of when I'm looking at all of the different options, out of all of the different options, like what is going to be the right one. Again, coming back to a focus on the internal. So I'm seeing just all throughout this, a lot of emotional / water energy being focused on, which is going to be like, yes, the outward stuff is going to be important, right? Like what you're physically doing. But beyond that, it's going to be important that you feel like spiritually / emotionally / creatively connected with what you're involved in. So there can be a couple different paths or a couple different options or activities that present themselves, or like avenues or ways to express yourself or to connect with something. It feels like you're going to figure out, like, what do I really want to be doing here or creating here, or what do I feel is most exciting to me? That can be something that you're figuring out. Having Magician and Ten of Cups, it's like I actually want to be dwelling in a space where I feel like my cup is running over, will be like that type of thing. And there may be some figuring out that's happening, but then you are going to figure out whatever this is that you're looking into. Page of Swords is sort of on the hunt to play a detective, because there's something that you're trying to find out. So it's like, do I look here for it? I'm getting this insight, I'm getting this message. It can be communication from your guides that you're getting, from your instinct, from your intuition, from your higher self that you're getting. It can be just like plain old research that you're doing here. But whatever this is that you're looking for, Ace of Swords shows that you are going to have major clarity and that you are going to find the answers that you're looking for. And it feels specifically with what you're doing with your energy, what you're focusing on, what you're manifesting, and also about your intention as well. This means too that if there are things that are getting in the way of you feeling connected, of you feeling present, of you feeling at peace, those things are also going to come to light too. So it's like, if there's a certain thing that allows you to feel connected and allows you to feel present, and there's something that's actually been like blocking that or conflicting with that, Page of Swords is going to be you doing enough paying attention where you're going to understand, oh, like that hasn't been allowing me to connect with this thing over here, and I want to connect with this thing, so I'm seeing I need to do something about that. It's like a lot of problem solving that I'm seeing that's going to be happening, especially with things that are getting in the way of you feeling like happy, content, even just feeling like things are okay, of you feeling comforted. Cups can also be like a soothing energy. So if anything has been disruptive to that, where you're like, man, I feel like I can't relax, it's those things that are going to be being addressed. For some of you, this can even have to do with your intake. Like, this can be something as simple as finding out, like, every time I have, like, this much caffeine, it just pushes me over to a place where I'm feeling really unsettled. It can be something even simple like that. Lots of other things that it can be, but that's just something that's coming through with this, where you can even be recognizing the relationship between what's playing out physically or what you may be used to moving in the direction of, and then how that's impacting you on more of a like subliminal even level. Interesting, the word subliminal is coming through. It feels more so on a like a subtle level, but still one that's felt, one that impacts you, but it can be one that's more elusive and more difficult to connect with. The card on the bottom of the deck that I'm seeing here is Justice. Justice is a card of balance, and it's also a card of alignment with your values too. So that means that if there's stuff that's going on that's conflicting or not aligned with your core values, those things can be coming to light, and you can be realizing, like, even though I may feel emotionally connected with this, it's not aligned maybe with my values, and so that's something to take a look at, because I will not be able to feel like content or at peace if I'm not aligned with that. So it can be things along the lines of that. Also too, just when I see Libra, I think of relationships in general. So that can be something that comes to light. But it doesn't only have to be with your relationships. It can be like all throughout things within your life, that checking in and being like, is this how I want to be showing up? Or is this like my ideal as far as my relationships? Or is this like how I want to have my work-life balance? Lots of things like that. Social justice can also be coming through for some of you too. That's something that you're involved in as well. Things like that. Political things can come through as well, having justice here too. Polarity, duality, things of that nature. But on a micro level is going to be balance within your life, and sort of what is going to sit most well with you when I'm doing certain things or focusing on certain things. What is that manifesting within my life, and how do I feel about that? So a lot of discerning those things. I'm seeing the moon and I'm seeing Mercury here. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I am sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.